How's it going, guys? Universe back again with another video. Today we're going to be playing out the JH-7A. It is the newest top tier jet for the Chinese tech tree, which is actually not even top tier actually. It's only 11.3, which in my honest opinion 11.3 is so good right now. It is absolutely perfect. If you don't know already, 11.3 is basically the 11.0 from last patch, since the BR did get increased to 12.3. Making 11.3 super fun and enjoyable because you mainly get down tiers, and I think honestly out of all of the games that I played, about 95% of them were down tiers. It was just extremely easy, and you have an extremely good amount of weapons. You know, you have the Gish cannon, which is not that great, but to be honest, you can still make it work and you still have a decent amount of rounds. But you have really good missiles. You have the PL5C and PL8s, and you can only take 2 PL5Cs and 2 PL8s. But even at that, that is still incredibly good, and it's nothing to be ashamed about. But the best way that I could explain the JH-7A, it has extremely good climb rate, extremely good acceleration, extremely good turning radius. But the problem is, it has no energy retention at all. The minute you start turning into a sustained dogfight with anybody, you are basically giving up everything. You have nothing to go for when you get into a dogfight that lasts a long time. Granted, if you do get into the one-circle dogfight, you may have a better chance at winning because you excel pretty well at turning. The best way that I can explain it is you are basically a J8F at a lower BR. You are a J8F at a lower BR. If you think about the J8F, good acceleration, good turning, good climb rate, great missiles. It's literally the J8F at a lower BR. It is perfect. It is literally the perfect jet. I've always wanted this to be what the J8 could have been, because the J8, honestly, in my opinion, was just 1 BR, 0.3 BR too high, and it just lacked that, perfection. But this is exactly what the JH-7A is. It is exactly what the J8F could not be. And obviously, you only have 2 less missiles than the J8F, because the J8F does get 6 PL8s, but even at that, the PL5Cs are not that bad. They're not even bad at all to begin with. They're amazing. They're awesome. They absolutely do some crazy good speed and damage against pretty much anybody, and they have really good flare resistance as well too. It's basically a PL8. There's no reason for it not to be considered a PL8, other than maybe a slight bit of range, but it's actually, to be fair, faster than the PL8 itself, and honestly, in my opinion, a little bit better, due to the fact that the PL8 has a super long burn time that makes the missile a lot easier to spot. But with the PL5, you have virtually no burn time, so you don't see the actual missile in the sky for a very long time, making the missile incredibly stealthy and dangerous to anyone who's just not paying attention. Now in this match here, the F-16 is about to find out that my missile is extremely fast and it's paying attention. He gets clapped out of the match, and that is an F-16 out, and there's 2 F-16s still in front of me. The other one gets destroyed, and both of them are virtually extremely slow. So I'm going to take this as an advantage point. I get a nice hit off. It's only a crit, and that's the unfortunate part with the Gish cannon. It does not do a whole lot of damage, and that's something that you do have to get kind of used to. But with the JH-7A, you basically have to play as a support fighter. You just stay fast, use your really good acceleration to get to everyone that you need to, and use your really good missiles to pretty much dominate anybody that comes within your path. Got an F1C straight ahead, but it doesn't get clapped out of the sky by another MiG-29. And with most of the matches, even with up tiers, I still had a really good time in this thing. Honestly, it's kind of sad to say, but I think I had a better time with up tiers in this thing, because when you get a down tier, you're basically with MiG-21s and F-16As, J-35s, a lot of things that can pretty much keep up with you in a sustained, or a one-circle dogfight, and it's pretty much dangerous. In the next match here, the PL5C displaying it perfectly. It is so extremely fast that I just head on that guy and send a missile his way, and then he's out of the match. Got a J-35 straight ahead. This guy was critted by a friendly, and he was pretty much damaged, but he wasn't dead, so I was like, I might as well take the kill, because my friendly's gone, and he did die. And just luckily for me, I get a nice hit with the Gish cannon, and I send him into a spiral, but unfortunately for me, my kill does get stolen. I guess it's kind of karma, because I did plan to steal the kill from my other friendly, which technically wasn't really a steal kill, since the guy was still flying, and he was doing just fine. And at this point, I wanted to TK the J7 for stealing my kill, but I spotted all the enemies straight ahead, and I was like, okay, killing this guy is not worth it. It is actually going to get me into a worse position, and it might cost us the game, and it's not even worth it at that point. So what if I have a PL8 onto that J35 there? He's not paying attention, and he is clapped out of the match because the PLA is just incredible, and it does extremely good damage from a decent range, especially in that point where it's just 1.5 kilometers. It's even easier. But there's a J35 behind me who wants to punish me for killing his Swedish buddy. Now, unfortunately for him, most Swedish players have no brain cells at all, and so he's just going to spam me with missiles because he has no better understanding. And it's just spamming missiles at this point, and that's all he ends up doing. And then he gets distracted, and, you know, he dies. I mean, that's just the classic. Nothing less to expect from a Sweden player. And that's the end of it. He's dead out of the match. And it's one last player left. It's an F104. It is the Italian one, the one that just went on sale. It's actually 50% off. I think it's at $30 now, $35 now. It's a pretty good jet. I'm not going to lie, and I plan to make a video on it hopefully someday in the future. At this point, I'm at his airfield, and I'm going to use the terrain to stay alive. But unfortunately for me, I did not know this, but the airfield was buffed, and they have a lot better accuracy. And I find out by getting my aileron getting absolutely blown off and sent back to the ground. And at this point, there's nothing I can do. The F104 has the advantage on me. He is not damaged, and he's not slow. And at this point, there's nothing I can do. The game's pretty much over. My friendly does end up getting the kill. And that's the end of that match. On to the next match here. You will see me landing. You're like, Universe, you're landing? What do you mean? And this is important for this game. I went into a dogfight with somebody. I lost my left engine. My left engine was virtually gone. But I did end up getting the kill on the guy, but unfortunately I was absolutely useless, so I just decided to run back to base to rearm and to repair so I can actually be useful for my team. In doing so, I take back off. At this point, I have huge advantages in speed, missiles, everything. I have every advantage against every single player, and I'm going to climb up to altitude. I'm going to use my PL5Cs to absolutely destroy these players. Got a MiG-21 straight below. Actually, I think it's a MiG-23 MF, if I recall correctly. He's not paying attention, and he's destroyed out of the match. Luckily for me, I spot an F104 as well too. I'm going to fire off another PL5C, and the 5C is awesome because its burn time is so little that guy pretty much had no chance of spotting that missile to begin with, and he gets destroyed and is sent back to the map. And that's virtually another kill there, and that just adds onto the total. There's still about 3 or 4 players left, so the match is not over, but I still have 2 PL8s left, and I have a lot of ammo, a lot of fuel. Spot another player down below. I'm going to fire off a PL8, and he's not going to be able to react to it in time because it's way too fast. And he's not paying attention, and he's out of the match. That is 4 kills for the match now, and there's still a couple players left. But at this point, I've been completely spotted now, and a MiG-21 is now locking me on radar. I believe it was Abyss, and he's committed to killing me. But the MiG-21 Abyss does not do well with low speed, because it has no speed when it does churn. So unfortunately for this MiG-21, he is going to pull up directly for me, and he's going to do everything he can to kill me. And then finding out that was the mistake he made. He should have just maintained his speed, try to stay up at a good altitude, and try to take me out from there. But unfortunately, I was a little bit too early. I jumped the gun on it. I start turning down below for him, and unfortunately, he does get his guns on target, and I'm able to avoid last second. But at this point, he is completely stalled out, so I'm going to pull back up vertical again to come back around, because if I went left, I had a higher chance of being shot by him if he was able to get nose on. But if I did go up, I'm basically able to pull back down with complete ease. The ironic part with the JH-7A is it actually performs extremely good at altitude. It's, for whatever reason, has really good energy retention at altitude. I don't know why, but it does. And unfortunately for this MiG-21 Abyss, it finds out that it made a crucial mistake trying to dogfight me. But now I still have 2 enemies on my rear side, a J-35, and I believe a Mirage. Both are absolutely dangerous to me, so I'm going to prepare with more flares to avoid getting killed. And at this point, I'm at a really good distance. It is 4 kilometers. There's no way any of his missiles are going to hit. I flare there. And then there's 1 more missile being sent to me. I didn't even bother to flare. It was 4 kilometers. That missile wasn't going to hit. This is just common knowledge that I've learned over the years. And my friendly decides to backseat game and tell me that there's a missile. I told him that it was too far. And I actually said the nicest thing all day, because usually I would have said to shut the fuck up, kid. But instead, I just told him to stop backseat gaming. This was the nicest thing I could have ever said. I should have told him to shut up. But I actually was being nice and told him to stop backseat gaming. I put it up politely. No, nothing like, like a question. Like I put it as blunt as possible. Stop backseat gaming. I'm trying to play the game. And in doing so, he complains and tells me he should be grateful, or I should be grateful for his backseat gaming. And then proceeds to tell me that I did nothing all match, which is not wrong, but it's not really true, because I did end up getting a kill. And not to mention, if I would have stayed, trying to fight people with no missiles and a damaged engine, I would have died anyways, and I would have done nothing all game anyways. It would have been a complete waste, and it wouldn't have been worth anything. But you know how backseat gamers are. They are delusional, and they have no understanding of anything in life. And he's dead, so it doesn't even matter. There's a MiG-21 straight ahead. At this point, I'm low on fuel, but I have extremely good weaponry, and the MiG-21's out of the match, and that is now 6 kills of the match. Luckily, we do win this game, but my friendlies are still flaming me in chat, saying that I'm bad at the game, this, that, and the third, complaining, and absolutely meat-riding each other. And that's the end of that match. We still win, so it's not the end of the world. And we're in the next match. The same exact map, which honestly I really like this map. I thought I kind of disliked it, but I actually kind of like it. And we got an SU-22 straight ahead. This SU-22, I thought he spotted me, and I was like, oh, this guy is going to go head-on with me. But he does the unthinkable. He completely 180s for my friendly and turns straight in front of me. I have no idea. I have no idea why he did that. I have no commentary on that other than what did I just witness. He literally turned straight in front of me and just gave me his butt. He said, please spank me. Please spank me, daddy. That's exactly what he said, and I did the spanking. Unfortunately, we do have an F-104 straight behind. This guy was the absolute bane of my existence all game, and you will see why. But continue on. I'm just going to stay fast. I'm going to pre-flare every once in a while, and I'm going to use my PL-8s to take off unsuspecting targets who are pretty much busy dogfighting, and they have no understanding that they shouldn't be dogfighting in the middle of the match, in the middle of the map and the match. And one of them gets clapped, and unfortunately I do lose my second PL-8 to another Mirage who is paying attention. It's quite unfortunate. I wish they were both not paying attention, but not all French players are stupid, and that's just the end of it. J35 straight ahead. I'm going to go for a Gish shot, but again, the Gish is not very good. It's a really, really bad cannon, so it was a pretty unrealistic shot, but I was willing to go for it anyways. At this point, this F-104 has shot about 4 or 5 missiles off at me, and I'm pretty annoyed. Luckily for me, I believe that was his last missile, so I'm pretty much going to go for the overshoot here. I'm going to force him to overshoot and try to go for the one-circle fight. And I don't know if you saw there, but my MiG-23 missile shot that I went after later gets stolen. So thank you so much, team. You guys are absolutely incredible for that. I appreciate it. But now we're in the one-circle dogfight against this F-104. If you don't know already, the JH-7A is excellent at one-circle dogfights, which I've said at the beginning of the video. And it's going to dominate against this F-104. I'm going to get a really nice shot from long distance, and it's going to pretty much crit him and pretty much make him do nothing. He can't do anything. He can't dogfight anymore. He can't really gain speed anymore. He can't turn anymore. When I spot on the minimap, more enemies coming in, getting ready to kill me, and a J35 comes in. I'm going to do some high AOA maneuvers to try to avoid getting killed, and the J35 pulls off to go for another player. I wanted to go for the F-104 again, but at that point, the F-104 is not good. It's going to be pretty useless. So I'm just going to start going after the other players to try to take any type of little advantage that I have. Even though I'm extremely slow, I have no missiles, and I have really low amount of guns. At this point, I hear the J35 coming after me, so I'm going to pull straight into his guns, not to get shot, but to force him to pull harder, which will make him lose a lot of speed. If you don't know already, the J35A loses a lot of speed when turning. He's going to fire a missile off of me. It's not going to do anything. And then he's going to pull off because he decided he didn't want to be greedy, which is actually really, really rare to see from a Sweden player. And he moves out of the way. And at this point, I'm going to go for the Mirage F1. And the Mirage F1 does the unthinkable. And he turns straight in front of me and gives me his booty to spank him. So I cut his wing off. And at this point, I'm completely dipping now. But again, the F-104 from earlier decides that he doesn't have enough. He wants to be spanked. So I have to just give him the spanking. He wants it. He's gonna get it. At this point, I have nothing to help me. No missiles, no guns. And I spot the SU-22 at my airfield. And I thought, it's an SU-22. It's not doing anything for the team. It's not valuable at all. It's useless. No offense to this guy. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna use him as bait, and hopefully, maybe something will come out of it. So I'm gonna fly straight over the SU-22 and pretty much give him a free signal for the F-104. And the F-104 takes the bait. He misses all of his shots and slams into the ground. I can't commentate that. How do you mess that up? It was a free kill. I was giving him a free kill, and it didn't work. He died. He died anyway, and the SU-22 lived. You know what I mean? Like, how can that... It can't get any worse than that. Absolutely embarrassing. The game is over. We've already dominated. The JH-7A is so good. I'm going to be enjoying this playing a lot longer. It is basically a J8F at lower BR, and that's pretty much... That's all she wrote. That's all you can ask for. This thing is amazing, and I would 100% recommend going for it if you want to just have a little bit of fun. But do remember, you're not going to be competitive. You're not an F-16. You're not a MiG-29. You're not an SU-27. You're not any of these incredible jets. But you are extremely fun, and it's honestly a really good jet in my opinion, and it's worth going for. And if you want to purchase the JH-7D while it's on sale, that's your best time. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.